Hey guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing with your friends. I got a good deal for you. Our friends over at Polysleep have a sale ongoing until July 9th. Use the promo code Pantelis or go through the link in the description for 30% off. That's 30% off all of Polysleep's famous mattresses and couches. Plus, by using the promo code, you also get an additional Sierra pillow thrown into your cart for free. This offer goes up until July 9th, 2025. Polysleep.ca, promo code Pantelis.
I take you for a ride on the devil's ship. I'll take you for a ride where you sink or swim. Now come with me and let this story begin.
Look, before I even advertise anything, this podcast wasn't even supposed to happen. It's the last minute. That's why it's ridiculous. Guido's here. Josh is here. We're going to be filming stuff later with Poseidon. Adam hasn't shown up because I quote, believable excuse. I have to tutor a man's daughter, which no, you're not tutoring it. No one's letting you near their daughter alone.
But also, what is he qualified to tutor someone in?
And then his second excuse was someone asked me to help them. I already committed to doing gardening work. He can't do physical labor. He doesn't. That's why he's getting fired. So all of it is crazy.
I just got to say, I just noticed this. Shout out to Amarez and his Good Night podcast. But Gabe moved to the UK.
Okay.
And they've always had mugs as merch for their podcast. Their podcast together, but Gabe moved, so Amber's doing it alone now. He had to make new mugs without Gabe on it immediately.
I would have kept Gabe on it.
Yeah, why did he have to change?
Exactly. And they were beautiful mugs. And this one, what is this? Anyways, it's a nice one too, but it's too quick. He's moving on too quick. I don't like this breakup.
His girlfriend lives there or something? He moved to UK?
Yeah, exactly.
Gabe, yeah. But he can work too international.
Oh, Massey, right?
Yeah.
Nice kid.
Very nice kid.
Yeah.
So I just saw my cousin said hi to me outside.
Your cousin's just hanging out here?
My cousin's from this neighborhood, so he went to the bar to have a coffee, and he backs up in his pickup truck, and I'm like, who the hell is it? Oh, it's my cousin. Hey, what's up? Where are you going now? Oh, I'm going to go to Playground. I said, look for this guy. And I showed him out. He goes, I know this guy.
Adam,
Because my cousin's been going there for 15 years playing cards. And he knows Adam. He knows his face.
Dude, I had JC Surrett on the Frenchcast this week. Before the podcast starts, I record a video to send to Poseidon. He goes to me, hey, by the way, I saw from the Intellectuals, that guy that you have on there.
Yeah.
I was at St. Catherine East at this sports bar.
Yeah.
And Adam approached him, and they started talking, and Adam is bragging about it. He's like, I'm on the podcast with Pantelis over there.
I just we got to find a way to spy on Adam when he's not around us and just see what he actually does.
I think whatever you're guessing is probably not that far off.
Yeah.
That's fair.
A lot of sex crimes.
He's special. He's very, Adam talks corporate, even though I'm not in an office, why are you talking? He doesn't talk emotionally. He talks intellectually, but ironically enough.
To me, that's autism.
It is.
He's actually autistic.
Speaking of which, talking to the mic for a sec.
Yeah?
There you go.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Speaking of which, June, did you know that June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month?
Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
That's
much.
what it's for. I didn't know because I don't know why they put the same month as Pride Month. Fucking mentally pisses off most dudes. But
that's pretty crazy.
I didn't know
it's
that
pretty
either.
insane. They're trying to gaslight dudes.
I forgot that.
They're just gaslighting dudes. But yeah, I found out that because I saw a lot of videos on my TikTok about that, and dudes, famous people talking about it, how men can't really talk and express themselves, and a lot of them kill themselves for the sheer reason that they can't
express themselves.
They can't express themselves. They because when they tell a woman something, they get told stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there's a parade float of naked men going by,
which makes them crazy.
I'll be honest with you. If I'm talking to a woman about my feelings, I always have to start by going, I know I'm gay, but if you start with that, they go, you're not gay.
A guy, I saw a rapper, I retweeted, he was singing about that to his a singer, and he goes, I have all these problems. He goes, and then when you have an issue, you just blame it on your horoscope and it's fine.
That is true.
I was fucking dying.
Man,
so June, if you have any mental, as a man, if you're sad, if you're depressed or whatever, talk about it. Don't let it consume you. It's all right.
Okay, listen, Guido's gonna start going now. What are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
I feel my jugular, my pulse,
actually, guys,
my heart rate is.
Well, we know you've got to have a lot of stuff with this year that you've had. But
Yeah, no,
you're a great example. You know what's funny is he was a great example of a fuck up. And now he's a great example of perseverance.
I'm trying, man.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Is that like the great thing with you is that you are willing to talk about things that affect
I guess
you in
because of
life.
all the theater school and shit, I'm really good at talking in a circle, like, you know.
But also pulling through. You're also, that's the truth. Like, as much as I want to bust your balls, you're actually very good at pulling through.
Well, resilience.
Yeah, which is step one.
So I want to get. I was going to save this one for the intellectuals, but I want to bring it up now. I want to go back to Adam for a second. So, this fucker, he calls me the other day. He texts me. I have an opportunity. My friend, the wrestling guy.
Yeah, he said he says I have a friend, and he refers to me as my wrestling friend.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't sound good.
But he doesn't. He's not talking about Dexter. I said, "What's the point of me? Oh, it's his birthday. Let's go meet this guy, Jimmy."
His name is Jimmy?
Yeah,
It's a good name.
Jimmy at Nichols, and the guy wants to buy you. It's his birthday. He wants to buy you dinner.
You're getting dinner for someone else's birthday is an amazing deal. It's an amazing deal.
So that's-
Nothing can go wrong. None of this seems
So
suspicious.
Adam picks me up, and he's in a hurry because got to be there. I walk in. I meet this guy, Jimmy. The kitchen's closed, and now the waitress comes up to us.
Did you go hungry for the record? Were you excited to eat?
I was starving.
God
so now
damn it.
the kitchen's closed, and I'm like, okay. So the waitress is there, and Adam and his friend, they're just staring straight. So now I'm feeling weird. So I got my last $50 on me. Can I have a glass of wine? And what are you having? The guy right away. I'll have a Diet Coke. Adam, I'll have a cheesecake. So now I bought the guy a Diet Coke. I bought Adam a cheesecake. Yeah. And okay, and then we're done. And now what's happening? Well, I know the hockey game's on. So okay, you're gonna drive me to my brother's. Yeah, why don't you guys come up? All right. So they come up. And now, my brother just has beers and shit. Can we have a couple of Coke Zeros? So now I got to leave. I got to go to the dépanneur.
You didn't need to do that, but you're a host.
I went to go buy them 2 Diet Cokes. Adam finished a bag of chips. And my brother said, I know this guy. I don't fucking know this guy. Then after they leave, so now Adam spent money. I gave him even money to play on the machine.
Oh, God.
Then he had Cokes. Then they finished the Cokes. We were playing.
Wait, your brother has machines in his house?
No, at the Nichols.
Okay. I was like, Jesus Christ.
No, at the Nichols. No, but in the house, Adam was playing the Jackpot City on my account. And as soon as he lost all my money, him and his friend leave. and my brother's like, I know that guy. That's Jimmy Perfume.
He always stinks.
That guy's the biggest scammer in town. That's
Stop!
the guy. And the reason that they left, my brother said, watch his body language. That's why they left. Because Adam was trying to get money or something out of my brother. Because my brother would know a loan shark or something like that. And when my brother put an X to that, they're like, okay, let's go. They gave each other the signal, and because they wanted to go straight to playground.
Yeah, Adam is a big scammer.
Yeah.
Like I call him in the first intellectuals when he was around. I would call him out, and people would get mad at me.
Yeah.
You're so mean to that autistic man. Like, he's a fucking scammer.
Just like his father.
Yeah,
They
he's a
scam
fucking
the
scammer.
government.
Yeah. So then now people start to realize because his stories don't make any sense.
Every word that I said was true.
I believe you.
Yeah. No. And okay, imagine Adam owing a loan shark money and not being able to pay it. How annoyed the loan shark would get.
I bet you it's probably not far off from the truth.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, it did happen to him. We talked about intellectuals. He had that issue for a while. And then we were trying to get him an extra job to make some more money.
Yeah.
So Poseidon's like, okay, we'll just get you a job at a gas station. It's a very easy job. You could do it. And he was like avoiding. And then he's like, how do I go to the gas station to get a job? And Poseidon lost. He's like, you walk in there and you hand your fucking CV. They're hiring people that aren't even legally allowed to work here. Trust me, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, he's allowed. He has an excuse for everything. He doesn't want to do much.
No, he doesn't want to.
And he has a great job because he's on call. He's on call as a bus driver. So
Yeah, the calls are normally don't touch the kids, but he's on call.
No,
So he
he's
gets paid regardless, but he's on call.
regardless. He's a substitute bus driver.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the substitute part. That's impressive.
So
I love a good Adam story.
He could get paid for 3 days of nothing, or they call him at 4 o'clock. Like he has to go at 4 because one driver's not feeling well, and he has to go.
It's fun.
Guy doesn't drink, so he's good at that. Just that he's creepy. But
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Guido goes expecting to have dinner.
Yeah.
And
The guy, he wants
and
to buy
ends
me
up-
dinner. Didn't even say a word. Didn't
Also,
talk to
you
me
get
once
there,
about
the
wrestling.
kitchen's closed.
Wait, he didn't even talk to you once?
And the guy lives there. It's his neighborhood hangout, this guy. He knows the kitchen's closing. It was a complete, like I felt
And
for it.
wait, but you said they were just sitting there staring. So you guys weren't having a conversation?
No. They were waiting to see how much money they can get out of me.
Wait, hold on. How do three? I'm just curious. How do three retards sit together with no conversation? Like, what were you guys? Are you just sitting there like this?
Yeah, and that's when I started to,
Okay, wait. So you walk in, you say hi to Jimmy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, hey, nice to meet you. How are you? What's
Why
going
do you
on?
smell like perfume?
Yeah, no, I didn't know he was Jimmy Perfume at this time yet.
What kind of perfume is that?
If that's his street name, it means that he used to sell perfume out of the back of his truck.
Probably.
Yeah.
probably.
But
Okay, so you say hi, and then does he say hi back? Nice to meet you.
yeah,
back?
nice to meet you. But no talk of the wrestling, nothing. Oh, the kitchen's closed.
That makes sense with Adam because I've seen Adam do it at third floor where he walks in and he sits down at a table
He just-
and he faces the wall until Sam Adamo's on stage, and then he turns to the stage and looks at Sam Adamo, and then Sam Adamo gets off and he turns back to the wall.
So I'm feeling uncomfortable. And meanwhile, this is a part that I forgot to mention. There's a French construction worker guy who has a microphone in his hand singing along to the karaoke.
He's not doing karaoke?
He is. He's
Okay,
doing
he's
the
doing
karaoke.
the karaoke,
Stop
okay.
singing along. You're sorry.
Wait, this is a Nichols.
Yeah. So the
Nichols has karaoke. Fuck, they've gone downhill, bro.
They have slot machines.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
kitchen's
they have slot
closed.
machines.
Yeah.
It's a smoke beat joint.
Yeah.
What do you sell? Mostly music.
No, the dining room was closed. Only the bar with regulars, right? And so this guy's singing like Quebec songs, and I appreciate them, but not like 4 or 5 in a row. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So that's what. So I spent the rest of the night because they're not talking to me.
You're singing.
I'm singing.
So you went there
Yeah.
to eat dinner, but instead
Yeah.
you wasted your money.
And
They're
sang
sitting
the-
there
yeah.
staring at each other on a table, and
Yeah.
you're on this side being like,
Don't
"My
get
heart
angry."
will go on."
I'm singing,
wild night.
Yeah. I'm singing "Angry" by Rolling Stones.
And just like the fact that you're like, do you guys want something to drink? And right away, cheesecake.
Yeah. That's it.
He knew that you were going to
Yeah,
ask him
yeah.
if he wanted
'Cause
something.
they are experts at living through that uncomfortable silence.
The leech.
Yeah.
Right? So they have no problem sitting there until you feel uncomfortable and like, I can't take it here. Here, just take my fucking money.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
And then you brought them into your brother's home.
Yeah,
That's-
even
but
that-
then
but
wait.
I said, because you're supposed to say, you want, oh no, I don't want, no, it's okay. I said, oh, you guys should come, hey, the hockey games. I was like, okay.
I do have to give Adam one thing here is that when you handed him the Jackpot City account, you deep down you were like, maybe he's gonna win some cash for me.
Well, every gambler does that.
yeah. But you should have known that guy's luck.
But he was paying,
precedes
he was
him.
playing $2.50 a shot on roulette. Oh, no, it's back to 8. It's back to 10. I play 40 cents, 20 cents. Yeah. That's
I didn't even know you're allowed to play 20 cents on roulette.
not on roulette. I play other games. I
Okay.
don't play
Like
the,
slots, spinning 20 cents. And yeah, roulette online, you can do 20
Whatever you
cents
want,
on a
huh?
number, whatever. Yeah.
But they're shady jackpot.
Jackpot City?
They have a very difficult contact us section.
Okay.
That's always suspicious.
Yeah, when you want to get paid, sometimes the payment doesn't come through or it takes longer.
I heard that Bet99 is good, and he told me that steak is good.
I don't know. Better I don't know. I go back to the old fashioned Lotto Quebec.
I got $12 in yesterday 649.
Hey. There you go.
I spent $22 on the tickets.
The Chinese depanneur near my house sold the $70 million
No way.
Lotto Max a couple of years ago.
Goddamn.
First time
That kid who was the grocery store bagger.
No. This is an Asian lady.
No. But the kid
This
who
one now. This was a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, a
Oh,
bagger
okay.
won 70 mil?
No. The bagger was a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
And this woman was first time she ever played in her life. She won the job, and the depanneur got $700,000.
No way.
Yeah, they get a percentage of the big jackpot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they got $700,000.
Closing the depanneur.
No, actually, she had just bought the depanneur, so she paid off the building. One of those depanneurs where, in the back, it's like their kitchen and living room.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, where they live in it.
Yeah,
They live in it always smells like boiled fish. And the guy's wearing
reason for that.
he's wearing his slippers.
Yeah, you're not going to a corner store. You're going into a dude's house. You're invading his privacy.
yeah.
The guy sees you. He's like, Jesus Christ, I was watching Letterman. What?
No, that's what New York would call a bodega.
Yeah.
I think here we call them Chinese depanneurs. There's the cat waving.
Yeah.
There's always the cat waving, or some waterfall with oranges.
So since your meeting with Adam and his boyfriend, have you spoken to him since?
No, only this
group chat
this
that we had
thread
today.
That we had today, yeah.
I know this is maybe not a good idea because one, I'm assuming he doesn't answer, but can we call Adam?
He might answer, but I don't want to call him.
You don't
Like,
wanna call
He
him?
gets annoying on the
That's
phone.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I figured. You got to sit him down and trap him to
Yeah,
get shit out of him.
to get answers. Yeah.
Well, during the lockdown, we used to call him.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't our lockdown. He was like police wouldn't let him out of his house.
You're right.
Yeah.
It was his lockdown.
He was under house arrest.
Yeah, it was his lockdown.
And he'd be like, I can't come out. The police is calling. And
Am I fat or am I? Is it like I'm sweating? Is it hot in here? Or am
it's
I
a
fat?
little. It's a hot day today.
little hot, yeah.
We could turn the AC on if you want.
No. I'd rather sweat.
This is not a. I saw you look at the sweater.
Yeah, because I'm like, is he wearing a
breathable.
winter shirt? It is breathable. That's
breathable.
right.
You
No,
want
I
to
double
put
checked
the
it.
AC
I
on?
double checked it. I'm like, how?
Just set it to cool and then auto.
Yeah.
I don't want him to die and pass out. Or
That's
something.
that's.
He hasn't eaten. Ever since he missed that smoked meat meal, he hasn't eaten in 6 days. So I don't want it to happen.
No, I just had the Cam Shing, which he said was a famous
Jewish restaurant.
Chinese place. Yeah, right in Plaza Côte d'Neige that they renovated. I didn't even know they renovated. this.
Really?
It's beautiful inside.
Well, after we
I know-
film all our sketches later, I'll take us all out to eat somewhere.
I know the owner.
Of Plaza Côte d'Neige,
Yeah,
Mr. Neige.
we call him Shmuley.
Okay.
It sounds like the person that would own that.
He goes by Sam. He's a good guy. I actually gave him his other business idea. There was one day where I was just like, I think I was a little high, I was a little drunk, and I was like, dude, I have the idea. And he was like, what? I was like, there's no kosher Wagyu beef. And he goes, oh, this is a very good idea. And he
I like how
comes
he
back.
talks.
He comes back like a year later. He goes,
You
we
got
did
it.
it.
Good
He
for
goes,
him.
we got a Wagyu cow straight from Japan. We breeded it. We did it. And he keeps telling me, you got to give these cows beer. It's just, he's in Alberta. He's got the farm now.
He has
He's
an
killing it.
alcoholic cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Wagyu cows.
Oh, really? I didn't know they'd get him drunk.
And they
They're like-
also don't they massage them?
They massage them, and it's like a lot of money you got to pay.
They get him
these
drunk
people.
and massage them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They live a good life, Wagyu cows.
They sound like my dates.
They get open space. They're not just trapped inside
Yeah.
of the fucking thing.
Well, like I said, there's it's upgrading in stores too. It's not just luggage store. When like shitty.
Oh, does it look good now? Could it?
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
saying-
yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I didn't see it since it renovated, but I
No, but
believe
it's
it.
it's starting to it's got better brands stores.
Okay, I haven't been there in so many years. When I
Yeah.
was young, though, I used to be there a lot.
I watched The Usual Suspects in the theater there.
Wow.
Dude, I've watched so many movies. I saw Scream in that theater.
Yeah.
When I was young, Halloween H2O. So many.
I don't know if it still is, but it was always $5 for tickets there.
Yeah, it was
always.
a cheaper
It
cinema.
became cheaper because no one would go.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was still premium movies. It wasn't
Exactly.
like dollar cinema.
No, it was,
no, no.
it was just a
yeah.
cheap Cineplex because the neighborhood was shit.
And the speakers were probably only in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't have
I
surround.
remember fighting. I remember getting into fist fights there, fighting from one side of the
Makes
mall to the
sense.
next. I remember there was like an arcade place that opened up there. I don't know if they still have it. That was later on when I was in high school. That place opened up. Me and my buddy Dano used to skip school and go watch movies there.
Yeah, there, and it's across from that Harvey's, which was like there was a hostage situation once.
Yeah, there was a hostage situation. That one was the hostage one, and the one on Cremazy was the murder one.
That's
What?
awful.
Do you
Yeah.
guys know that? You guys, I'm assuming, don't know the full details of the hostage
Yeah,
situation in
That
Harvey's?
happened in like the 80s or 90s.
The
It was
murder one on Cremazy was a disgruntled ex-employee who came back.
came in and shot everybody.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, well, and also Dollar Cinema. I love Dollar Cinema. Very
Yeah.
big part of my life. It's the first place I ever ran a comedy show.
really,
I've never been to the Dollar Cinema. I know it exists, but the closest I had growing up was Palace,
the
on
Palace,
St.
yeah.
Catherine, which
Okay.
were like $2, I think.
no, but there's a Dollar Cinema in Cavendish Mall.
That
No.
definitely makes sense.
Yes.
No, it's not Dollar Cinema.
Where was the Cary Cinema?
No. So Dollar Cinema was at the Cary. It's closed now.
Okay.
But it's crazy that you say that because the guy, Bernie, who owned Dollar Cinema, his son ended up starting, or not, I don't know if he owns Cinestars, the new one, but he owns the one at the Cavendish Mall.
So this is why that happened in my brain.
That makes sense,
I
exactly.
mixed them together because of what someone told me and like that. Okay.
Yeah. And so I got to the Cinestars with my little sister to go see Moana 2. And we get there, and Bernie's doing the tickets
Ah.
at the Dollar
No, he's
Cinema.
literally the
or
guy
at the Cavendish Mall Cinema now. And I see him, and he doesn't recognize me right away because it was years ago. And I go, hey, man. I go, do you remember me? And he goes, and I go, I'm the guy who ran the comedy show at Dollar Cinema. And I'm the only one who ever ran a comedy show there. So right away he goes, oh my God, yes. He goes, are you still doing that comedy stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I opened a comedy club now thanks to you. And he was like,
That's funny.
he was very
I
happy.
remember at one point the Dollar Cinema, there was like 2 or 3 in the. One of them was basically a bunch of chairs and a big screen.
That's where I ran the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not a movie screen, like a monitor, I think. Yeah. It was all right.
It was so basically there was one door to get into that room. There were 2 doors, but the guy's wife wouldn't let me open the second door because one time security came in there and said they weren't allowed to open both doors. So I tell her, I go, look, just for the comedy shows.
What are the chances? Yeah.
We got to open both doors so the comedians can get in and out, and I can give them a light from the back, whatever. And she goes, no, it is for Jesus. I cannot. It was crazy. She was telling me that it's for Jesus, and Jesus doesn't want her to open the door.
Isn't she Jewish?
No, it's an old Asian lady.
Okay.
So basically what I would have to do is I would open the door. I was hosting. The comedian would come in. I would close the door behind them. And I'm not going to open the door because if I would open the door, they're right there talking.
Oh, my God.
So to give them the light, I would just bang on the door.
And they would hear it.
They would hear it. It was too loud. And it was just a bunch of old Jews in there. So I'm basically taking the comedians, I'm throwing them in a room with a bunch of old Jews. And apparently all the old Jews were heckling.
This is the Hitler origin story.
No, it's the... They're all talking. What's he saying?
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
What? No, he's the comedian. He's the nephew of the... That's what they're doing.
Oy vey!
I had
They're talking to each other like nobody's on... Like you're your jukebox.
That's what Adam did when he came to the 3rd floor.
That's what I did when I was smashed.
No, but Adam did that sober. And I was like, dude, sit the fuck down. And he was just talking. Do you remember that?
No, I wasn't there for that one. I wasn't there for the first 2 or 3 times Adam came.
Dude, Adam was just talking. And I'm like, Adam, there's people on stage doing stand-up. Stop talking. He's talking like there's no one there. There's the crowd. And he's like, that was really good, guys. But I think I'm going to head downstairs. Like, dude, there's a fucking... Someone's doing a set.
Yeah. It's true. It's really like a black cinema.
He's a maniac.
When they talk to the screen at the Apollo.
Yeah.
Only the Apollo you're allowed to heckle like that.
Oh, you're allowed?
It's like part of the...
Okay.
Part of the fun.
Part of the fun. If the audience... Yeah.
The audience doesn't want to interact with you, you're not doing well.
Yeah, it's
at
fair.
all. So,
I-
wait, now,
Yes, sir.
have you...
No.
This Jimmy Perfume guy, is he added to your list of enemies or no?
No, he's all right.
Okay.
He's just another... He's like, of course this is the guy Adam hangs out with.
Yes.
Of course that's the guy Adam hangs out with.
And I just want to know about the wrestling. Like, does he even wrestle?
No, the guy who is also on the spectrum, the way this came to me is Adam ran into a guy. Adam showed up in grade 8. And there was a guy in the 7th, when we were in the 7th grade, that was only there for a year named Dexter. I guess Adam replaced Dexter as the...
Local weirdo.
Yeah. And what are the chances that, 35 years later, they meet? Do you know a guy named Guido?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, of course they come together.
You're the line. You're the line that drives these weirdos.
Yeah. Now they're a team. That's why I said you put this guy next to Adam, you got gold.
Wait, so that's the guy?
No, not Jimmy
Oh.
Perfume. Dexter, who's not around. He's on holiday or something. When
But
Dexter comes back,
That's his That's his sidekick. Him and Adam actually hooked up.
I'm not sure if he knows Jimmy first, then Dexter. 'cause
But he knows him.
I think he gambles with Jimmy, and he just met Dexter.
Oh
So
my
Dexter's
god.
the wrestler.
Dexter's the rest. He's
But
like in the Mike
Jimmy's the
Patterson, wrestling Montreal local scene.
So
But Jimmy's the wrestling friend because he met with Dexter.
Jimmy's a guy who puts his hand in everything but does nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
And now I guess Jimmy's a promoter. Yeah, okay, let's do something. We'll come on. Basically, he wants to come on the show and promote his wrestling, and we all sell tickets for him, and he makes money. And
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you bringing to the table, you bastard? And that's what made me laugh. I think it's something like that. Like, okay, you guys go do that for me and call me when I make money.
I like how he called Guido over to negotiate a deal. He said, I'm going to sweeten the pot by buying him dinner. Guido ends up buying him dinner.
Yeah, and a drink and 2 Cokes upstairs at the run. Yeah.
That's insane.
That's so funny that you actually left to go get him Coke Zeros. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
He really fucking switched. He turned the tables on you quickly.
Like with no shame.
Yeah.
Not even apologetic or, so no, don't worry. No, you don't have? Okay, I'll just have, no.
Or let me take you somewhere else
No,
to
I'll
eat
take-
since I invited
he
you to
ordered a
eat.
Coke Zero.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. Let's go somewhere that's open so we can eat.
Yeah,
And
no,
he knows what time the kitchen closes.
He
and
lives
he
right
set
there.
the time to meet when the kitchen was closed.
That's a smart move, though.
it's a-
I do
Let's be
respect
honest.
it. As a
I respect
Jew,
the scumbaggery.
Yeah, it's scumbaggery, but you're right. It's calculated.
Yeah.
It's calculated. Completely calculated. They knew that they could press my buttons, and they got away with it. Then just they left immediately when there was no more gambling money.
Don't worry, Poseidon will get revenge for you.
Yeah, well, I was going to bring it. We could bring it up tomorrow. Let's talk to him.
Yeah.
Is Adam going to be here tomorrow?
We'll
Tomorrow,
hear,
it's intellectuals.
We'll hear it. We'll hear his point of view.
Yeah, it's going to be stupid. I had no idea you'd be mad at paying for a dinner that you thought we were going to pay for, and I had no idea that you'd get mad at me for wasting your money on that gambling site.
And it was like,
Well, you offered me cheesecake. I'm not gonna say no.
yeah, it's like it never happened. He wouldn't even. It was like entitled. It was like he expected. Even when they ordered the drinks from me in my brother's apartment, it was like they were in my section at a restaurant.
Like, yeah, can you go get us some Coke Zero from the dep?
But that is crazy to be like, can I have a Coke Zero? You go, we don't have any. I'll go to the dep and get. And they go, all right, thanks.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no shame whatsoever.
The evolutionary arc of Adam, from the beginning of the intellectuals, and how much people felt bad and thought that and I could tell from the beginning that it was a work, and people got mad at me for mentioning that. No, you're wrong. He's just a nice dude. And then now there's so much out there, and he slips up too on the show, and people are like, oh yeah, he's a bit of a fucker.
Yeah, slowly the comments are shifting.
Yeah, the comments are shifting. People are starting to realize, because you get enough of him, because they only get that hour, right? Whereas I get more before and after the podcast. I remember one of the first times that we're sitting in the lobby. This was when Sugar Sammy came to do a podcast. And Sugar Sammy couldn't believe that like this guy exists, that he's real. Because he's like, oh yeah, you're Sugar Sammy. I forgot what he fucking said, but then he asks me, he goes, hey, Pantelis, you know Joe Rogan? And I was like, of course I know who Joe Rogan is. He's like, okay. Here's the thing. Can you ask Joe Rogan for $70,000 for me?
There you go.
And you know I'm good for it because you know me. So he's going to know that I'm good for it because you... And I go, whoa, that is so wild for you to think that like that's how it works. Like I could just call someone.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking...
But the fact that he had like just no shame to even ask.
But also like if I knew Joe Rogan that way, I would definitely not risk my reputation with him. To be like, yeah, Adam's good for it.
But it's also like Adam says, you know I'm good for it. No, you know him, so you know he's not good for it.
That's what I told him. I go, but I know that you're not good for it. He's like, what do you mean?
He's like, well, Joe Rogan doesn't need to know that.
Yeah. He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? How am I not good for it? I go, you're clearly not good. You keep telling me how you keep scamming people out of their money. You try to fillet a woman in a parking lot, you got arrested. There's all this crazy shit that happened.
Do you remember that whole he owed money to his an old partner of his dad? What's there? There's something.
He still owes that guy money,
but it does something that doesn't add up there.
He still owes that guy money, and he owes that guy money, and he owes like one of these guys, one of these loan
street guys. Yeah.
But like, how would a loan shark even threaten Adam or get that? He lives in a fucking basement closet.
But that's what I told him.
He has nothing. If a guy goes, I'm going to break your leg, Adam's gonna be like, well, it's not really worth your time because it's not going to change the situation.
But that's the kind of that's the kind of low budget loan shark that will deal with him, because most loan sharks won't deal with Adam. They won't touch Adam. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
But you have to be a fake, like a degenerate. Like, I got $4,000 that I saved up. I'm gonna loan it out and make some money. And then
because a regular loan shark, a sometimes unemployed guy, they know that it'll never come back, and what are they gonna do? How many times are they gonna have to break his legs?
Yeah, and then what? You're gonna kill him? What do you get from killing this guy?
Yeah.
Me, the last time I went to a loan shark, they said, "What's your credit score?"
Yeah.
No, but seriously.
No, but they do shit like that.
It does kind of exist though.
No,
like it's street version of credit score.
If you go to a loan shark, you have to bring them ID. You have to tell them
the fuck you are.
You have to give them proof of address. You have to do all this shit.
Yeah.
I've never actually loaned money from a loan shark. I've thought about it, but I've never done it.
It's a no-win situation.
I know people who have.
One time, actually, I went to go get a loan from a loan shark, but in order for me to deal with them to get the loan, I needed to play a poker game first. And they were kind of trying to set me up in the way of, like, I showed up with a buddy, and there were maybe 5 other guys at the table. 4 of them were playing together for the house. So none of them, it was their real money. It was whatever they have, it goes back to the house, and the house, if they win money off the players, then they're getting that too.
Oh.
I ended up cleaning them all out. I get to the end. I think I made like $5,000. It was like 4,500 or $5,000 profit. I look at them. They go, so how much do you want for the loan? I go, I don't need the loan anymore.
Oh, no.
Wow, they thought they were probably scamming you.
Yeah. And it was just
you're a good poker player.
So if I'm being honest,
it was good.
It's okay. Yes, I'm a good poker player, but what happened was we were playing Omaha first of all, so it's a little bit more of a gamble than regular Texas Hold'em. I realized that they were playing together, so I just said, fuck it. I'm going to leave it to chance. Whenever I have a decent option to go all in or to raise the pot and make it not worth it for them, it's like I have right now realistically a 45% chance of winning this hand, and we're 4 people. So it's worth me putting my money in. And I just kept doing that, and they were getting pissed off because they couldn't wait to make sure they had the good hand, and they had to gamble with me.
But they did it, so they knew that you knew what you were doing.
They didn't realize till
they
late.
had no
It was
idea
too late.
until we were
That's
playing.
how he took their money.
That's great
And-
because normally they bring in a fish,
Exactly.
and you spotted them.
Yeah. And
You
what
guys
I
are
did
making,
was,
and now I want to go to fucking playground.
it was very
there is-
specific. The first hand that I won and I showed. Not that I just won, that I won and I showed my cards. I showed them a crazy, crazy bluff. So I show it, and now they're like, oh, we thought this guy was just playing by the book and trying to play good. So now anything I did, they weren't sure what was going on. It was a very satisfying day.
Yeah, poker's a whole psychological.
Yeah.
I
Now you-
go like this. I go,
Okay,
wow.
we have to go play cards
I'm
after.
not
Josh,
good.
we're
I'm
going
a
to go play cards
horrible-
after. I don't know if you heard, I won $12. We're going to go play.
Spent
We're going to
22.
play Zynga poker.
No, I love, I love, before the whole Texas Hold'em thing, I used to like regular poker, like in the cowboy movies.
I've never played regular poker.
five cards.
5-card draw, where
Yeah.
you give 2 cards, you get 2 cards back.
I've only played
No,
Texas Hold'em.
ever since Rounders, it all changed.
No, so there's different, like, but with you, 5 cards, what did you consider 5 cards? How did it work? Because there's different
you're
games
right.
with 5
you're
cards.
Right. You're right. Whatever you said before, the 2. No, you take 2. No, we all have 5 cards.
Yeah.
You get rid of this.
You get rid
Go
of it and then you
fish.
get that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's the first game I ever learned for poker.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
what we used to play before Rounders.
Rounders is a good movie.
Yeah, it changed the world of poker.
Rounders really did. It was one of the best representations of what actual poker is, because when you're making a movie like that, you need people who don't play poker to understand. So it's so hard to like actually
Yeah.
do the way. But they did a pretty good job.
With the fucking Oreo.
That was incredible.
The
like
John
that whole
Malkovich
thing-
accent.
and that's so real. Like little things like that in
Take
poker.
your,
Well, that's what you have to look
take
for.
your
Yeah.
chips in your hum. That's how he's speaking.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an
Look at
exaggerated
little
accent.
boy, he go hum. It's like, what accent is that? He's like, I don't fucking know.
No human being. talks
Little
like that.
boy, choy, koi. He kept like really like
Yeah.
it was a wobbly
Well,
accent.
no Cuban speaks like
Little
Tony
boy.
Montana.
No, Tony Montana was also made up
Yeah,
one.
nobody speaks like that in Cuba.
True, no, man. Yeah. But they work because you know
work
what? The
'cause-
Malkovich, I love that accent. Like, I'll make fun of it now, but
Yeah.
in a good way. Like it's endearing. I really like
Still,
it.
that Tony Montana, one of my
boy.
favorite quotes in any movie ever.
Your room is so polluted.
Is so polluted.
Can't even make a baby with you. I've used that as an insult.
It's a great insult.
Such a good
I
insult.
can't even have a kid with her, man.
Your room is so polluted. That's a hard insult.
So say goodnight to the bad guy.
Say hello.
Have you guys seen The Last of Us?
Season 1. I can't watch season 2 because everyone's making fun of that potato face girl, and
Okay.
it ruined it for me.
Okay.
Is it any good?
It's fantastic.
They really hate that girl.
Took me a long
Online.
time to watch it. I can't say what I wanted to say now.
Don't say. I want to watch because I've seen
I don't even know what it
the
is.
first 2 seasons of White Lotus. I've watched. I got to watch the third one. The third one has Walton Goggins and Sam Rockwell in it.
Good actors.
Both fucking amazing actors. And apparently, this is what I heard. They have a lot of scenes together, heavy dialogue, which is
Yeah, you want to
it's a boner for people like me.
Yeah. Oh, I used to love movies and acting and all that stuff.
I know.
Get back into it.
Yeah, he was an encyclopedia. We could sit there and say, in Pulp Fiction, this, and then he pop up, actually.
No, I've been off the record for a while, or off the what am I trying to say?
Off the wagon.
Yeah, too. No, I've been out of the loop. Is what I'm trying to say.
You've been out of the loop for film.
Yeah,
It's just there's a lot more garbage being made. There still are incredible films being made and incredible TV shows, but
you have
so
to
much
just
more
catch
garbage.
them. Yeah, that's it. So you have to filter through. I don't have the energy. Let me just watch an old Seinfeld.
You
know,
used
whatever.
to.
I just don't mind watching shitty things. The bar is really low for me.
Yeah, I that's right. Like,
I
I was
realized something.
happy with a movie I never seen before. I forgot the name of it. Shit. Shit. Oh, I saw Pain and Gain again. Rock
Yeah, it's
movie.
a
That
fun
was a
movie.
fucking good
It's
movie.
a fun one,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a fun
But,
one. But
I was so happy to watch it.
initially, what used to happen is you used to follow actors because there used to be like good actors, and you used to only do good movies. Then actors start to accept anything because the money got so good. So you start to follow directors. Then directors, a lot of them sold out too and started making shit films too.
Yeah.
So now what I do is there's certain studios that bat really high, like A24.
Yeah, that's the new one.
A24, dude, is almost like
made the wrestling
masterpiece,
movie, right?
masterpiece, masterpiece,
Yeah.
masterpiece, masterpiece, and they're all varied.
Yeah.
It's not one style of film.
A24.
It's
You're right.
A24 is like I want to work for it. Like I want
That's
to
Sadfi
do work
Brothers
with
too,
them.
right?
Like they're insane.
Sadfi Brothers work with them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the Hereditary, I think, was A24. Unless I'm crazy. I don't know if you want to check that.
I remember
Let
there
me
was
know,
legendary
A24.
pictures back in the day.
I know,
Legendary
like I've
pictures.
seen A24 at the beginning of many good movies, so like
Yeah.
I can't remember any of them.
They
But
made the Iron Claw.
also apparently right now Sinners is fantastic.
I heard that too.
I have it on my movie software thing that I have.
Oh, the movie I remember.
Yeah, A24 was Hereditary. Yeah. Fucking A24, dude. All kinds of new stuff that they're coming out with that I want to watch. They're just now if like them, like if they come up with something, no matter what, I'll give it a whirl. I trust them. They've batted high enough of an average that I trust them.
Pool Hall Junkies.
I remember that.
Never
That was
seen
such a goofy movie. I remember that.
I
yeah.
Wait,
saw
is that the one
think
with
Christopher-
Matthew McConaughey?
Christopher Walken is
Christopher
in it.
Walken's in it.
Okay,
No,
No,
Matthew McConaughey
McConaughey's
is
not
Two
in it.
for the Money with Pacino.
so
There's a
that's a pool movie.
No, the one with Matthew McConaughey is a sports betting movie.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's the only time ever that Stogies has been rented out.
Interesting.
For which
so
one?
they filmed part of that movie here. Am I?
I don't remember seeing Stogies in this.
No,
Pool Hall.
not
the
Stogies.
Matthew McConaughey movie.
The Matthew McConaughey movie that they filmed part of the movie here, and then they wanted to do a party for the crew and the actors or whatever, and it's the only time they've ever rented out Stogies. They went up to them and they were like to Steve specifically, and they were like, "We want to rent out and we want to do open bar for everybody." And Steve goes, "No, we don't do that." And this is how Steve is. He doesn't care who the fuck someone is. They do it. They don't do something. They don't do it. But then the guy goes, "Just give me a price." And Steve pulled a price out of his ass,
and
he
they
goes,
paid
"There's-
it because
yeah,
the
they
studio
paid.
paid for it.
They don't care. It's the only time ever that anybody has ever rented Stogies.
But it must have been worth it.
I don't know if it was
Yeah.
Two for the Money, because he would have said Al Pacino movie. He wouldn't have said Matthew McConaughey.
I don't think he would. Steve's not the kind of guy that gives a shit.
Yeah, Steve really doesn't give a shit.
Okay, You're
Steve,
right.
if any, like for example, I think it was Loverboy.
With the band.
Yeah,
Okay.
he booked them to do Grand Prix.
Okay.
It might have been Loverboy. It might have not been Loverboy.
Okay.
Whatever. It was a big band, and he went up to them. Oh no! It was okay. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. Anyways, the guy threw a can on the ground,
Yeah.
and Steve looks at him and he goes,
You pick that up?
"You gonna pick that up?" And the guy goes, "No." And Steve goes, "Well, I'm fucking paying you, so you're gonna fucking pick that up." He's like, "I picked it up." He goes, "I'm very sorry, sir."
Oh wow.
And then the same thing, he went to Calgary Stampede, and the band was in the VIP section, and Steve went up to them, and Steve was like, "You gotta get out of here." He goes, "You want me to pay you again next time? Get the fuck out of here."
Wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so-
amazing.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, Steve-
everybody's
Steve's a
Steve
legend.
goes to Stampede.
No, this is years and years and years ago. Like Labatt flew them out because
Yeah.
they were doing like a meeting with everybody, and oh my god.
So funny.
Yeah.
But he, it's good. People are all the same to him. He doesn't matter.
No, but I like that you put people in their place when they overstep, because he has to do it, because or else everyone's gonna start
Exactly.
overstepping,
Take a little
throwing
bit,
shit on the
take a-
ground.
trust me, man. I know
And then
that
it becomes
from a
hard to
restaurant.
manage. Even the VIP thing sounds funny, but in general, bro, if I have people who rent that and they're gonna come in 20 minutes and you're here fucking, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Exactly.
It has to be a certain way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they take a little bit, take a little bit, take a little bit, and then pretty much your staff is running the show, and you're
Yeah.
the boss, and you lose. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. It happened at the restaurant.
That happened to me. I'll give people a bit too much, and now I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Yeah. You gotta.
But it
you
seems
gotta-
like you've gotten much better with that.
Oh, yeah.
That these days you're fucking.
These days I have zero tolerance. I don't negotiate. It's just fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No more none of that stuff. Because a lot of people took advantage of me too.
Yeah, and also like it's hard for me because like I always like to be fair, but I realize that you can't because when I was gambling, doing the streams or whatever, and negotiating with casinos, the second I stopped caring, and I was like, I don't really need another deal right now, and I would have a casino approach me, I would tell them, give me this, and it was retarded, and they'd be like, okay. Just because you asked for something crazy, they're like, we'll do it.
Yeah.
I had numbers to back up my request, but like still.
Yeah, I can't call this place and say, okay, pay me to play. You have to have a reputation.
Yeah, your reputation is pay me to lose.
Correct.
But no, you don't have a setup. You don't have anything.
No.
Like when he was playing,
I
like
don't
he was
want to.
streaming.
But also like I got
yeah.
a much bigger deal for what my size should have been because I knew my shit and I knew what I could ask for or whatever. Like
It would be fun to have him as a streamer who just streams
it would
gambling.
be
It'd be
hilarious.
hilarious.
Like on
but
the
the
Twitch?
chat,
What the fuck?
Twitch
I am
or
saying
something?
the chat would break you.
Yeah, the chat would break you.
So the problem with a live stream and having a chat is like they
They
are
harass you.
one entity, and they get together.
Yeah.
And they have all these tricks and whatever, and like I got a bunch of times, you know. But like if you know Twitch, you know a lot of the tricks, you know a lot of the things. Oh my god.
What do they do to you? They stole your identity.
No, they'll hit
no.
you with things in the chat like, they'll be like, Your mic's not working. Your mic's not working, and your mic's on. And they're all just together.
They press
now.
your buttons.
Yeah,
They're ball busters.
You don't like that. You
No, yeah, I'd probably be too sensitive to that. But I would try.
Are you toughening up again, you think?
Probably. Look, I toughened up so much I used to scream, right? So that wasn't good. I'm actually the opposite. I'm kind of
Mellow.
calming down, mellowing out.
yeah.
That means that you're getting a thicker skin because you're not letting shit bother you as much.
Right.
Is it just age? You're just like,
No,
I don't
I'm
need
properly
this.
medicated. And I don't mean I'm
that's good.
stoned. I mean, I was hopped up on all these Adderalls and shit before, and they suck.
Which is like the go-to, no? They're like, here,
No,
just
yeah, they're
fucking take
awful.
this.
I was given ADHD pills by my doctor.
What?
And
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
And it's dude, the crash. I was like 16 years old, and I
There you
would
go.
crash and just want to die, and it was horrible. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is not normal. I've never felt like this
Yeah.
before.
They would make you like a depressed adult.
Yeah. At 16, bro, I'd go home, I'd get in my bed, I'd turn off the lights, and I'd curl up in a ball. It was,
There you
bro,
go.
it was
That's awful.
bad.
That's awful. That's awful.
And you know what I did? I flushed them. Fuck it. Over.
Because the cops were coming. up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Karen, we needed that money, Karen.
But no, that's the thing is like,
But I feel like Karen. We'll get back to that in a
Yeah,
second. I feel like Karen made the right move.
She did.
He was
The
mad,
cops
but
were outside.
the cops
Yeah.
were outside.
And Goodfellas when she flushed.
No, I know. She did make the right move.
Yeah, he was mad, but you understand? You wouldn't be here telling me this had I not flushed him. You would have been in jail.
She absolutely did the right move.
Yeah.
That bag of Coke was not going to fit in her ass.
No, that was it was a big yeah.
I remember her putting the revolver in her panties. Lorraine Bracco.
Yeah, when he hit the guy in the face, remember that?
Or when De Niro wants to kill her. No.
Yeah.
No.
She was smart enough yet to get out of that situation. That was a good movie.
Great movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. Look.
It really is his best. He should have.
Oh yeah, the painting.
Do you ever see the real photo that's based on?
No.
I gotta find it. It's based on a real photo in like Life magazine.
Okay.
And the wife of Nicholas Pileggi, whoever
Yeah.
wrote that,
Yeah.
she painted it. And
And that scene was his real mom. That was Scorsese's mom, right?
Yeah, that was Scorsese.
For
His
real?
mom? Yeah.
That's really cool.
that's Scorsese. And his father's the one who's making the sauce. No, you got to put the pork. That's
Okay.
that's Scorsese's father.
Nice.
But Nicholas Pileggi, his wife at the time was Nora Ephron. And he was writing this book with this Walter White. What's his name? Hill.
Henry Hill.
Walter Hill. That's anyway. So she, while he's writing this book, his wife is a director, and she's like, "I see this as a comedy." So he sold one version of that to Scorsese to make Goodfellas, and the other comedy version of the same story
yeah.
to Nora Ephron to make My Blue Heaven with Steve Martin and
never
Rick
seen
Moranis.
My Blue Heaven, which we watched together
Yeah.
on. We used to do movie nights
Yeah.
on the Discord.
And My Blue Heaven is Goodfellas, but comedy.
We watched it live.
It's hilarious.
I'm going to watch it because Goodfellas is my favorite movie. I did not know about
Trust
this.
me, you will.
And I've read the book. I've read Wise Guys.
You're gonna like it.
You're gonna like
Okay,
My
sick.
Blue Heaven. Steve Martin plays the
Henry Hill?
He plays Henry Hill.
But as a comedy version.
As a
Yeah, yeah,
comedy.
for
So he's
sure.
got black hair. How you doing? He's doing all the.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but so Henry Hill, right? He went into witness protection,
Yeah.
whatever, and that's real. But then, like years later, like he just stopped hiding.
Yeah, he showed up on Howard Stern all the time. Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that, but I
Yeah.
saw the news go. Like there was like a news channel that went to see what his life was like, and it was so sad.
Yeah.
He was in a little dive bar, just an alcoholic,
Yeah,
fucking
alcoholic, yeah.
playing the
Degenerate,
machines
yeah.
and just fucking hitting on the young waitress. It was very sad to see.
Well, that's.
That's what would have happened, right? Think about it.
But another thing is, I always wonder about Sammy Gravano.
Who's he?
Sammy the Bull.
Sammy the Bull.
They're like the most famous.
Isn't he?
rats,
Doesn't he do
right?
podcasts
Okay.
now?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So he's on with Michael Francese. He's there. He's talking. It's like, don't people want to kill him? Like
I've
how
thought
does
about the
that
same
happen?
thing with the whole Francese guest list.
Yeah.
I've thought of a lot of that. I see it. I'm like, isn't that guy gonna get shot in the head now? Like, you'd want to keep a low profile. And then there's the argument. Well, no. Now that I'm so high profile, it's the wrong time to kill me because the suspects are gonna get found really quickly.
Well,
That's fair.
he's a like a big born again Christian and stuff.
Francese? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Sammy the Bull, I haven't seen him in a while. He used to have a lot of podcasts.
I know that they said to Rogan, I read that this week, why don't you have Michael Francese on? And he says that's the only guest he wouldn't want.
Really?
He actually said something along those lines.
Well-
He says it would be too dangerous. He says there's something I don't, something doesn't mesh there.
Rogan also, and I get this too, when he was younger, saw a lot of this stuff in Boston. And there's some stuff that you don't want to go back to. You don't want to connect. You're like, he's having a good life. He's doing his thing. You don't want to
also, like,
introduce all that shit.
I also think that like Rogan is the type of guy to be like, okay, you were a criminal. You signed up. No. You signed up for that life, and then you ratted. Like it's. But I think he actually would lose respect for someone like that.
It's not even the respect. Also, you don't want whatever beefs you're gonna inherit. You don't want any of that shit.
Yeah.
Along the lines of what I understood from that quote, from wherever I read it, was that there's something going on that something doesn't add up for him. He's like, man, maybe this guy's washing money. Maybe he's still involved. They have this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's pretending he's away from it, but he's still in there.
That makes sense.
So, and Rogan, he has his compound, whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't want that shit. Yeah. So I get it.
But yeah.
Who's gonna win in the WrestleMania championship match between Donald Trump and Elon Musk?
Well, that's not gonna happen at WrestleMania.
Most powerful man in the world against the richest man in the world.
It's also just kind of like, this could be something.
I think it's a work.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Is that like they're like, look over here, look over here, look at this big fight.
We're doing arms deals.
Do you know
here.
what made me? Do you know what
yeah.
made me think it was a work? The big tweet that everyone's talking about from Elon when he goes, the reason why the Epstein files haven't been released is because Trump's in them. But the reason why I think it's a work is because everyone's like, oh, that's why he's hiding them. But guys, those things were being hidden by the previous administration. So if Trump was in it and it was bad for him, they would have dropped it.
But it's not even that.
Yeah.
He's saying Trump's in the Epstein files. We all know.
Yeah.
Trump was on the island. Trump was friends with Epstein, and he's never said he wasn't.
But that's what I'm saying.
Trump was the king of New York.
So
Epstein worked in New York.
But if it was
been in
that
the same
bad, if it
room.
was that
Exactly.
bad only for Trump, they would have released it before because they hated Trump.
You're right.
They would have dropped something so he doesn't get elected.
No, because they have a lot of friends who are also.
No, but they
on
would
the
have
list.
just dropped the Trump stuff just so he doesn't get elected. They would have just we have a bit. They would have done something.
But then did you see the fucking the FBI director went on Rogan and
That
he
was
said
full of shit, bro.
He goes,
He's
we're not releasing the
compromised.
files because we don't want to re-victimize the women. That's crazy.
Bro, not only is that full of shit, also what he said about Epstein, the whole time they were saying the cameras weren't working, the guys were asleep. He's like, oh yeah, we found footage now randomly. For years we've been saying there's no footage.
Yeah.
Oh, we found it, and you could tell that he killed himself. Like, who does this work on? It probably works on the same people that think 9/11 happened the way they said it happened. That Building 7 collapsed. Like all these idiots, this is who it's going to work on. That the passport, everything else was on fire except for their passports. The passports for some reason survived.
For some reason, the passports
like
survived.
they're so stupid. People are so stupid. It feels like people want. Just tell me what to believe, even if I know in my deep down inside this doesn't make any sense.
But
lie to me.
Did I ever
Lie
tell
to
you?
me and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that where I would stay in Vegas, there's a casino in that hotel, and there was a dealer. Now this could be a lie, but I don't know. It just seemed real. The guys who were on the plane, the hijackers or whatever, they were in Vegas for like 2 or 3 weeks before they did it. And they were just living it up, and they were gambling like crazy.
That's what Islamists do.
They were getting hookers. They were
There
fucking
is
going crazy.
an underground community of Muslim guys that don't drink that drink.
Oh, obviously, it's on underground most.
And also that's it. So
everyone's a hypocrite.
maybe they.
But
She was like, they were great guys. They were really good tippers.
well, remember the London bombing?
Yeah.
The London bombing, we don't get enough documentaries about that. The thing that I heard about that made it so suspicious, like, oh, I hope someone investigates this. And unless it's not an algorithm. But the one thing that I heard about that years ago that made me think that's very suspicious is they had interviewed people who during the day saw the guy with the backpack and all that, right? And the craziest thing was the ticket. You have to go into the metro. You have to go into London Underground or whatever. The guy who ended up having the backpack, first, the people who saw him at the ticket thing, the guy who was dealing with was like, he was very angry about the change. He didn't get enough change back. So the guy was giving him shit, okay? So what made me think of is, if you're going to kill yourself in a few minutes, what the fuck what are you going to do with that change? What do you care? I'd be like, here, take 100. I wouldn't be like, where's my 30 cents? So that was a little suspicious. And the other thing, the people that were in the bus when they got out before it blew up were saying that when the word was coming in through the transmission, the bus in front, that there was attacks or whatever, freaking out, apparently the guy was scrambling. He took his backpack and he was scrambling as if it was a surprise to him, like as if he didn't know what was in the backpack, and then he realized, oh shit, are we gonna... So there's all kinds of suspicious shit, and I was like, oh, this would be an amazing thing to investigate.
Yeah.
Were they patsies? Did they not know? There's so much... I never heard anything about that after.
Maybe that's why he did.
And this was years ago when I saw it. I thought something big was gonna happen.
Well, now this is why I gotta kill these people. See, he doesn't give me enough change. Maybe that's the reason.
Why you have a bomb already?
But you already have a bomb already. And also, then why, when you hear that bombs are going off, why do you fucking scramble your back? You're like, what the fuck? Apparently he was panicked.
Strange.
Yeah.
That maybe his bomb was supposed to go off and didn't go off, so he was panicking to get the bomb to go off or something.
Maybe I wouldn't panic that much, but
he end up-
you never know. It could have just been that, or it could have been they were patsies or a million things. But I thought that would be investigated more, and it wasn't. The 9/11 shit gets investigated like crazy, which is awesome too. People have questions, but it's like we don't give a shit about London.
I bet you it's on TV over there. Like you said,
Maybe.
algorithm. It's probably
Maybe it's
on-
not an algorithm, but I always wanted, because I heard that years ago. Remember they're doing is like, yeah, I remember I thought it was weird that the guy was asking me, he was getting mad at me because his change wasn't correct, and I was like, that's a strange thing to do. Like, especially you don't need change in the next hour. You're done.
Oh, by the way, remember those kids that all escaped from New Orleans there?
Oh yeah,
I think there's
they got caught.
There's 2 left.
Oh yeah, they're gonna catch him.
Oh, one of them keeps making videos online.
No way.
One of them
Fucking
keeps
idiot.
That's
making
hilarious.
videos and he keeps being like, "Hey, I'm innocent. I don't know why you guys are trying to catch me." He goes, "I didn't break out of prison. They let me out." Then it cuts to the video of him running.
The guy falls. Yeah, but there.
That's fucking amazing.
If you got even the cop guy, the rapist. Sorry,
Well, they raped these kids.
no. Another guy escaped. They caught him too. Another prick.
Oh, rapist.
Yeah.
Okay, they caught a rapist.
Yeah.
Was he raping?
Yeah. Fuck him. It's good that they caught him. This guy.
Oh, they caught him raping?
This guy. No. This guy dressed up as a security guard to leave,
Oh, that's smart.
and they found him. But like those kids now, they're seen. They're walking in like the Bourbon Street in New Orleans. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're dressed like rappers. If you got to hide from the law, put on a hijab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dress up.
They found one sleeping on a bench.
Come on, man.
I mean, they're not that
They're not
upper
that
echelon
bright.
society here that we're dealing
They're
with.
not that bright.
But the one guy who's making the videos, like he's hiding and they can't get him, and he knows
Okay.
what he's
He's
doing.
hilarious.
Yeah, but if he's
very
making the
funny.
videos, they're going to find him with his phone.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so he
What do you
knows
do,
how to-
VPN?
VPN or something.
Yeah.
It's all, you know what I mean? If you know what you're doing.
That's
like
funny.
there's a
Yeah.
guy, there's this one guy, I forget his name, but he's one of the biggest scammers ever.
Edward Snowden.
And he's like, he literally could just do whatever he wants scamming. Like he can go into a store and take those gift cards with no money on them, put money on them.
Okay.
Really?
On his own. Yeah, and he's just like, they'll never catch me. He goes,
He's
I
a
got these blockers, I got these
Professional
things, they'll never
at
get me.
that. Yeah, okay.
I wonder how you do that.
You have to, there's so much work and so many things that you learn about like hiding your signals and hiding this and that.
I mean,
and
how does
whatever.
he get an empty card and puts money on it?
With programs and shit
Crazy,
like that. Yeah. Because you're at a store, right?
Or maybe
you
he buys a $10 card, but he puts $1,000 on it.
No, but like it's that when you get it at a store, right? You get a gift card, a prepaid credit card, or whatever, they activate it. He just on his computer hacked it
activate
so
it.
he can activate it and put whatever amount of money.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's a good gift.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day, one of my buddies who was scamming was trying to show me how to scam, and I'm like, this is crazy. What he would do is he would go to it. This is before Bitcoin was big. He would go and buy Bitcoin at a dépanneur off those Bitcoin ATMs. And then he would go, and it was kind of like gambling. We would go on this site, and they'd have credit cards, and they'd have all the people's information. And it would be like, you don't ever get a credit card unless you have their zip code or postal code, because then you can't use the credit card. So he's like, first you got to look to make sure they have their zip code or postal code. And then a lot of the cards you buy, somebody already bought them and maxed them out, and it's gone. So he'd have to buy like 4, 5,
You have
6
to check
until
to
he
see if
had
someone
one that
else
worked.
got him.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's the worst thing, bro. Someone's stealing your identity, and it's such a pain in the
That's
ass.
crazy. I had this one guy come up to me one day, and he was like, "Oh, look at this, bro. I don't know what to do with it yet. I need to figure out a plan." But I got into a doctor's bank account, and he pulls up a Scotia bank account, logs in, and shows me a $2 million bank account.
God damn.
And he goes, "I just got to figure out how to get it out in the right way where I don't get caught, or whatever." I was like, "Bro, I don't know. Fucking, what do you want from
No,
me
but
right
that's it, man. If you learn it, it's yeah. I took finger painting classes instead of computer.
No, but it's not if you learn. It's just the scumbaggery of you ruining
Yeah.
someone's life like
Yeah.
that is crazy.
now?" Yeah, you also you have to.
It's also
that's it.
insured and stuff, right?
I just
No,
like,
your bank account is very complicated. Credit cards normally, the fact they have your ID and shit is a problem. But credit cards normally, you'll get your money back. It's their
Yeah.
fucking problem. But your bank account, they make it super hard when you get hacked. I don't know if they changed it, but
I
back in the
have,
day, I remember they made it super hard for you.
I have a friend who.
I'm waiting to talk to him later when it's all done.
I don't even know if we'll get to that point. I'm assuming there's going to be NDAs or something because it got way bigger than you could have ever imagined.
Really?
What's
Yeah.
it like a crypto thing?
No,
something else.
Basically,
Is there any way
I'm going to talk
he can help us cash in?
not necessarily.
Tell him I'm one of the victims.
You might be, might not know.
I know, that's why.
So basically, without going into too much detail, he was at a bank account. He had his personal account and his business account and his wife's account. And the people working at the bank were working together, stealing money from accounts.
Oh.
So they stole money from him, and he figured it out. Now, any normal process that he would have gone through, he would have been shut down, and they wouldn't have looked into it, and they wouldn't have whatever.
Wow.
But this is a guy who like has friends.
And knows what he's talking about.
So he talked to a guy who knew people who worked at the bureau that investigates this shit and whatever, and they got all the evidence together, and then they cracked down. And then after they got the evidence out and the process started, they stole more money from him. And then they found out there were like 100 different bank accounts that they were stealing money from. And I don't think I should say this one, but
It's like a class action type
so
deal?
now
Almost.
it I think it will end up being a class action because people killed themselves.
Yeah, dude, you lose everything. Like,
Yeah, of course you lose everything.
And-
I know what it's like to lose everything.
And now the amount of money that he's getting is unfathomable. But it's his life was ruined, and he's had to work at this and just focus on this and do so much. And like he was threatened. It was like all kinds of shit. It was crazy. And then one guy got fired from the bank who's a part of it, got hired at another bank right away.
What bank did he get
all,
hired
like,
at?
Dirty.
See, I don't want to say too, like I don't want to
Yeah.
reveal shit that
It's
I'm not
not my
supposed to
bank?
reveal. I don't want to ruin anything.
Is it
for
my
him.
bank?
We'll talk after. I don't know what bank you're with.
Yeah. But
No.
You could guess by the colors.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
You're good over there. Nice guys. Nice guys.
it's scary shit. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Another work. R-Truth got fired and got rehired.
I don't know if he really got fired.
Who's this?
R-Truth, the wrestler. Everyone was a whole thing. And
So he's a wrestler. He's one of the funnest, just nicest dudes to have around. He's an older gentleman, a black older gentleman.
Well, he's 50 years old, but he still has.
I'm
the
saying
body of,
older,
like, yeah.
older for wrestling. I'm not
wrestlers,
making
yeah,
fun of him.
yeah.
The guy's fucking more jacked than any of us. ever did.
This guy's got a hot body.
Yeah.
No, he does.
No,
though.
no. So because they thought, okay, maybe his time is up. Well, anyways, but he's one of the most beloved. He's just a nice dude. He's good. He's just a fun guy that you like having. He's funny. He always does comedy stuff. So at the beginning of the week, he tweeted that he got fired, that he got resigned. He thanked everyone. The internet, bro, wrestling internet went fucking crazy.
How come-
They
how come
wanted,
they want him back?
They wanted Triple H's job. They wanted his head.
Oh,
They go,
wow.
you're bad at what you do for firing this guy. Like, I don't understand. To save money, like, we love this guy. He's just so fun to have around.
Triple H is what? The new Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically he's been in the company now, I think, for like 30 years. He's been like
Long
almost
time.
every era.
Yeah.
So people are like, what are you doing? He's a staple.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
such a scumbag. Anyways, that was the beginning of the week. Yesterday, surprise, there was a pay-per-view.
Yeah, he shows up. Again.
He beat up John Cena. He takes off the thing and they see him, and people were just losing their shit in the
Okay,
arena.
so it was all just part of the.
Well,
But not really. Because
People are like,
they
oh.
even took his merchandise off the WWE website
Yeah,
last
that's just
week.
part
But
of
that's
it.
the work,
They
yeah. Because then
committed to
right before the event happened, they had new merch of his on the site. And then what happened
Okay.
was Triple H. They asked him, one of the journalists. I saw the video. They asked him, so we got this backlash, whatever. And then was that the decision because of the backlash? Is that why you decided to bring him back? And then Triple H said, "Did you enjoy the show?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "It's all part of the show, man."
Okay.
He goes,
Yeah.
"Go on." So I don't know. To me, it seems like a work. To me, it seems like
Yeah,
a good wrestling work from a
seems like
guy
a
like
gr-
Triple H
yeah.
that's been experienced, because there was no reason to fire. It didn't make sense. Even when I heard it, I go, as a bit on a business standpoint, it didn't really make sense to fire that guy because he's not hurting you. He's not asking for crazy money. People love him.
Yeah, it's not like you're putting him out to pasture. He was still headlining.
Yeah. He's still someone that people like to see.
Yeah,
So it
so
just
it's
seemed
all a
weird.
work,
I
for
felt
sure.
like it is a work. But either way, if it's a work, amazing work. And if it's not a work and you listen to the fans, also amazing. That's a good business model.
Sure.
But an eagle-eyed fan pointed out that on maybe it's his name or something, his stuff on sale, his merch now is under the name
Ron Killings.
It's
His
not
full-
our
it's not R-Truth. Yeah, it's his real
What's
name.
that? So maybe
They're changing character.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No
But he
business
beat up John Cena, which is fun.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Yeah, I thought John Cena fucking retired.
No,
He did. He's
on
doing
his-
a tour, a
it's his
retirement
last
tour.
run.
He
It's
beat
his final run.
He beat the main babyface. He turned to a bad guy. So now he has the title, but he hate all the kids he helped, like the sick kids. He's like, fuck those retards.
No.
Yeah. He's mean. He in the crowd. He looks. He goes, the reason why your kid is booing me is because he's inbred like you. Like he's just
No.
he's just mean.
He's really committing.
He's
to
committing
to the heel turn.
To the heel turn. So basically, all these years I spent going to visit sick kids,
That's
whatever.
crazy.
He's like, oh, I hope more die. Like he's being an asshole.
Yeah, imagine like Wolverine or Captain America saying that shit to a little kid. And that's that.
Fucking I don't know, man. John Cena is just so loaded, and the fact that he's that committed to it is crazy.
So funny.
But I think that like wrestlers, it's like similar to stand up. That like
Yeah.
no matter how far you get, you love it, and
You
it's your
commit to the
everything.
bit, yeah.
That's what's so hard about these guys because they want to stay in the. Rowdy Piper would show up for 1 minute. He said in one of his last interviews, I would crawl to the ring if I had to, just to show up to get that glory, to do that show for 1 minute in a Royal Rumble, just for 1 second and get thrown out. He goes, it's the best feeling in the world.
We share a lot in common with professional
absolutely.
wrestlers.
Absolutely.
A lot in common. That's why I'm integrating more of it into podcasting. Not just the Claudio thing that I had done, which was amazing. We surprised Claudio, the NWO thing, which was a Montreal
best
podcasting
clip,
history.
yes.
But in general, even the way I started running this place and stuff, it's very wrestling-like.
Yeah. Also, the only difference is that nobody will ever tell a wrestler they're a racist because they made a joke.
Oh yeah, no, actually they did. They tried to call
Hulk
Triple H
Hogan.
because he kept beating. Well, but he said, "I don't want those
Yeah.
N words banging my
Yeah,
daughter."
yeah.
So he didn't leave us a lot of room. He didn't leave us a lot of room to negotiate. But like Triple H, they were calling him a racist because he was beating up a lot of black guys. Like he'd beat up Booker T and stuff. And like it's just wrestling.
That's crazy. It's like,
it's
they all write the
that's
story
nothing
together.
to do with race. Yeah, exactly. It has nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
It happened in WCW for a while with what's his name you just
Booker T.
mentioned, Booker T, and the with Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
And then they gave them the title.
Yeah.
They gave Harlem Heat the tag team title because
They were scared people called them racist.
Well, they were in the South. They were like, if anybody was racist, it was them.
Yeah, so they're like, no, black guys are champions here. Speaking of race, I don't know if you see what's happening in LA.
Yeah.
Crazy riots. You haven't seen?
No.
Dude,
Well,
setting
it's-
shit on fire.
it's
They're
border-
fighting
border,
ICE. They sent in the National Guard.
Yeah.
Because ICE was deporting like illegals, and then they're setting stuff on fire. But the thing is that I keep laughing at, it's like, you're saying I should not get thrown out of the country.
I should be allowed to be illegal
I could,
here.
yeah, but your argument is, look at me, setting everything on fire and breaking
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Why you
yeah,
want to throw
yeah,
me
yeah,
out?
yeah.
He's like, that's the worst argument.
But even that, dude, the thing is yeah, maybe there are some illegal immigrants who are doing that. But I think that it's like other people.
Of course, it's
It's
mostly
never like actually the people that they're making it seem like.
no,
it
the
is.
people that are probably hiding.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the illegals that, you know what they're doing? They're working their ass off all day long in a really hot kitchen. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing, man. They
Probably.
work. Or they're
No,
doing
like,
your
all
garden.
these
They're,
people-
they're always waiting outside Home Depot for you to come and pick them up to let's go renovate.
Well, I'm sure there's more than that. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
not,
just them, but
Yeah, but it is nuts to see that, just setting shit on fire, breaking stuff, and you're like, now that's the worst.
It is,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
helping the way you think you're helping.
I didn't check the news today, unfortunately, but I saw it yesterday, what they were doing there. It is the National Guard. It's that
It's that bad, and especially in California, that in the last 2 years since COVID and everything, it's gone downhill.
Oh, they
like
burned
the
down
crime
the
rate.
entire
Like
fucking-
so already, it wasn't going well.
Yeah.
This isn't what Cali needed.
No, you are correct on that one.
New Yorkers I think they're doing fine, except for the fact that they're clearly sold to Israel. I saw the mayoral debate thing. Did you see that?
Oh, no, they're going for mayor again?
Did you see that though?
Adams?
I didn't know. This came out years. This I've never seen this video before. I guess it was who was the Italian mayor? What was his name, bro? Cuomo.
Excuse me.
Remember this Cuomo guy?
Like
Anyways,
two mayors ago, man.
yeah, Cuomo. I don't know if it's new and he's trying to run again. But the clip I saw is they're saying if you become mayor, what's your first visit as mayor of New York? It's like, I would visit the Holy Land, and it's like, okay, I'm going to Israel. Then they ask Cuomo, what would you go? Oh, because of anti-Semitism and stuff, I would visit Israel. Okay, and they're asking him in Israel, and then the Indian guy's like, I don't fucking know. I'd focus on visiting stuff in New York since I'm the mayor of New York. And they're like, you hear that? This guy doesn't think Israel should be a country.
Wow,
and
so
he's
you
like, what?
really threw in that.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're
okay.
the mayor of New York. Why would your first
Yeah.
official visit
Yeah.
be to Israel? That's insane.
Well, there's also, B&H.
Yeah, go to B&H.
B&H.
Visit the seats.
The best
But
store in the
how
world, by the
crazy
way.
is that, though? Your first visit as the mayor of New York, it has to be Israel.
Actually,
Is that why? You're
It's
the
a good
only
way to
Jew
get
in here.
votes in New York.
But is it wacky
well, yeah,
or not?
that's it. There's a big, stronghold of voting Jews.
But
over
that's
there.
wacky, bro. That's wacky. You're the mayor of New York, bro. Stay in your fucking lane.
Who was the first mayor of New York? Fiorello LaGuardia, the Italian guy.
Is that why they named the airport after him?
Jewish Italian?
Oh yeah,
Like you.
Wow.
You could be
first
mayor of New York.
of New York.
Interesting.
Fiorello LaGuardia, Jewish. Yeah,
Thanks.
Did he visit the Holy Land?
probably.
Yeah. Crazy though. Your first official visit, where does it have to be? And no one's saying Washington to ask for stuff for the city.
Yeah.
No, when he said the Holy Land, he meant Staten Island.
Yeah.
yeah.
I gotta visit the Guidos.
It really is a St. Leonard by itself.
Staten
as an
Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Coney Island and Staten Island,
Yeah. Far away
full
from
of
each other.
fucking clowns.
Yeah. Mamelukes. No, Coney Island is more...
It's the fun park there.
yeah. It's La Ronde, but it's also Uncut Gems. Because it's next to Sheepshead Bay. The
Uncut Gems. Have you
Uncut
watched
Gems,
that?
I've seen it. I just don't remember that.
Top movie.
Adam Sandler jewelry.
Yeah.
Top movie. You didn't like it?
No. I love it. It's a great movie.
Top
I just
movie.
don't get the reference. I don't remember the reference. I'm sorry,
No,
guys.
but
I've seen the movie.
For real,
I love the
Uncut
movie.
Gems, dude. Top fucking.
No, I'm saying Sheeps. It's the neighborhood he's in. It's a
Okay.
very Jewish neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, really? I thought
Yeah.
he was like on 47th Street or
That's
something.
the Diamond District.
Okay.
But the Sheeps where they all live next to Coney Island.
Okay, I see.
But that was you. I want to watch it again. That
Then I
was
love
such a
that
good movie.
Tracks NYC in the movie. Adam Sandler's employee is one of the biggest diamond dealers in the world.
Oh, it's
And
I don't
He's a
remember.
real guy?
real guy
Okay,
and
okay.
humongous. Like he's
Yeah.
crazy. The business he's doing.
Yeah, and he's always online. He's always he's giving away gold bars.
Yeah.
He fights with people online.
He walks down the street and he goes, "Do you want some gold? Do you want 2 ounces of gold?" And the
he
people just
literally
walk by him and they don't want it.
Because they don't believe him.
Yeah.
2 ounces right now is about 2 ounces is about $9,000.
It's
I
crazy.
love, who's this guy? Trax
NYC.
TRAXX.
TRAX.
Okay.
I think there's multiple X's, no, or one.
Maybe. I'll look it up.
I'm going to follow
Trax
this guy.
NYC. He's very. It's fun to watch. I mean, he always fights. He feuds with people online.
Yeah. He had one with 50 Cent. No, just one X. Tracks NYC. And then he went to 50 Cent Street and he dumped like a bunch of silver on the ground or whatever. And he was like, "I'm putting money on these streets." But then a bunch of guys pulled up and they were like, "Get the fuck out of here." And there's a video of him like putting all the silver back in a briefcase and running away. It's very funny.
Yeah, he overextends sometimes.
I like the Hasbullah there.
I like him, and I like the other guy, Moses, the jeweler.
Yeah, Moses is good. I love Vukum too.
Vukum's fun because he gets into trouble. He's very. I get a vibe like a Rounders vibe. I get a vibe from him that he's like. He makes good money, but he gambles too much. Like that's the vibe I get from him.
Yeah, and then I also really like Watch King.
Which one's? Oh, the guy with the beard and
Yeah.
the hair tied behind it, like kind of like mine but shorter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that guy too.
I like them. all.
Yeah, I like them all. They're a good group of characters.
Yeah.
The French chick, a little annoying.
A little annoying. I don't
annoying.
really get many videos of her anymore.
I saw a video of her yesterday. It made me laugh because she's at a random counter and she goes, "What's on your wrist?" And then the guy's like, he's not interested. And finally, he's like, "Yeah, whatever." He's like, "Yeah, how much is that worth?" And then the another guy next to him, "What's on your wrist?" And he's like, "Get the fuck out of here." Go ahead.
And are you talking about TikTok or Instagram?
So TikTok or Instagram
Yeah.
or YouTube, it's on all of them.
I catch them mostly, I
The
think,
same
now
video?
on TikTok.
They put them on all three.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I go through this. He's the one who got me into it. And then it fucked up my algorithm for a while. That's all I would see. We were even thinking of going to business together to buy watches. And he stopped me. He's like, "Don't do this, bro.
Yeah. It's not. There's the amount of money that you make.
You have to do
It's
it
not
full.
worth
That's
it. Yeah.
unless it's everything you do, you're not gonna end up making money.
Exactly.
Can't do it as a hobby on a side gig.
No. Unless you're lucky and you start with like someone gifted you a crazy watch and then you bankroll everything else. But to
Sure.
start the way we would start, which is we don't have any of that stuff, we have to buy it. The initial
So you're
investment.
talking about going to buy what, a $10,000, $20,000 watch?
So let's
You
say you
start
go
with that?
Let's say you go buy a $10,000 watch. Okay, you're hoping to make about $1,000,
Yeah.
at least $500.
There you go.
So you got to put 10 grand in.
Yeah.
To make a
to
grand.
make 500. You know,
and then you can't spend that profit
then-
because or else you're never gonna make money. So now you have to buy something else.
Exactly,
It
but
takes
then also
long.
the problem is that you get a watch, everything looks good, but then the dial is not a factory dial, so now it's worth $2,000 less, and you didn't realize that because you're not a watch expert, so it's all fucked. And maybe the movement's off, maybe there's a missing link, maybe
You need a real top
Yes.
watch guy, go-to guy like
But they do
Pawn
it. They're the ones who do it themselves.
Yeah.
because like they've been doing it for so many years and been screwed over so many times that now they know. And then there was one video, and this is almost what makes me be like, I don't want to do this. Vukum specifically, the most money he's ever made on a deal was 40 grand one time. And it's because the guy who sold it to them didn't know what he had and he didn't know how good it was. So they bought it for like 37.5 or 38.5 and then sold it for 80 grand.
God damn.
But like That's one time ever because they got lucky that a guy didn't know what he had. So it's like, what? You're here hoping someone fucks up one day.
And you don't want that energy on you. You don't want the energy of you trying to scam people.
To be fair, they discussed it in the video. It was a great video, I gotta say. They discussed it and they go, this guy's been scamming people for years. Fuck him.
Oh, okay, that's different.
And the guy wanted 40 grand, which was already such a good deal.
The guy was
and
a prick.
The guy was a prick.
Okay.
And they go, okay, he wants 40 grand. They go, if we just say yes to 40 grand, he's gonna know something's up, so negotiate. And so they got it to 38.5.
Smart.
What you mentioned right now is interesting to me. Like in Pawn Stars, imagine the energy in a pawn, that negative energy.
It's negative because we have people come in, they're like, bro, I got to pay my rent.
Yeah.
Take my guitar, give me $400
Yeah.
bucks. I know it's worth 3,000. Like, it's crazy.
So that energy is horrible.
Yeah, I don't want that on me.
And even the Pawn Stars in Vegas, I'm sure their private lives are a disaster.
Yeah.
But all
those
that,
people.
because you mentioned Vegas, you know, the glamour stuff. Like, a lot of people always take face value and I go talk to these people because in general, same thing with clubs, nightclubs, strip clubs. Strip clubs, it depends how old you are, I guess. But to me, when I think about them, there's a lot of negative energy.
Oh.
So much negative energy because you have
hate each other.
Yeah, they're already scrapping it. They have a negative energy.
Drugs.
Everyone in there is trying to scam someone else, right?
Yeah.
So the dudes are trying to pretend like there's something that they're not to see if they could maybe sleep with one of these strippers. The strippers are fucking lying so they could take money from the dudes.
Yeah.
The waiters and like it's all overpriced.
Yeah.
It's all negative energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I
As
say?
you get older,
One time
you
there was a
notice
kid
that.
working in the strip club and he's a busboy. And I'm like 19 years old. And I'm like, wow, what a great job.
Yeah,
a
because you're
busboy in a
19.
strip
Because
club.
you're 19.
You're around a bunch of
Yeah.
naked women all
Yeah.
the time. This is crazy. And I look at him and I go, bro, how'd you get the job here? And he goes, came in here one night, got too many dances, couldn't pay for it.
That's so funny.
Now he's a slave. It's crazy.
That's funny.
That's got to write that one down.
Yeah, but no, it's all
that
negative
should be
energy.
in a movie. That's funny.
Same thing with the casino. That's why I avoid everything and go to the poker table.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking people this time. But sometimes they're too negative. You want to leave. But in general, if you look and you see the old people with their fucking wasting their
desperation.
pension. Yeah, the desperation feeling. I hope this will make my rent. I hate that
I
feeling.
love that. It gives me life to go sit next to like an old person playing a slot
no, it breaks my
and be
heart.
like, oh, you gotta get this, you gotta get this. Oh, it makes me so happy.
Oh no,
Breaks my heart.
I've been
I
at a
love
machine
it.
next
I
to an
love
old
it.
lady.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, she finally gets it.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her. But then there's also
No,
the,
even when they're losing their minds and they're like, they're
it
tapping
makes
the
me
machine.
sad.
no, because that's what
I
they
love
do.
it.
They get
I
on that
love
bus.
it.
They're very lonely.
Makes me sad.
One time it's the only time two times I've taken the bus to the casino, the Montreal casino. And one time
That's
it
a
was
depressing
late.
bus ride.
Well, it was, to be fair, I forgot a bunch of chips in my pocket when I cashed out. So to me, I'm like, you know what? If I take the bus, it's a free trip.
Yeah.
If I go get whatever. So I said, fuck it. So I went. There's a guy at the bus stop doing Tai Chi before he gets on the bus. And I know that in his head, he's like, this is going to bring me luck.
You're right.
Yeah.
I love
Or
seeing
the
shit like
people
that.
that have to wipe the screen. You know?
Yeah.
Or
No,
people,
dude,
they rub.
They rub. I
Yeah.
love it so much.
Yeah.
I love
You like that?
gambling psychosis. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, you see that?
I don't mind the gambling psychosis. I just don't like seeing old people that have no one and then the hope dying. And then
Yeah.
I think about it. I go, if they wasted their pension check on this, what are they eating the rest of this month?
Dollarama. Why do you think they always see Dollarama people there eating the tuna cans?
It breaks me too much. I don't have the inner. I'm too sensitive to
Or
that
used
kind
to
of shit.
see this
I
a
just
lot.
like, okay,
I'm too soft.
No, but look at it this way. What's better? They go and get dopamine every day and have a good time and enjoy. And then sometimes, wait, let me finish. And then sometimes they lose their money and they have to go eat tuna cans. Okay?
Most of the time they lose though, but the dopamine is there.
But the other alternative is they sit at home and rot
Yeah.
and they eat the rotisserie
Wait,
chicken instead.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here?
You
They're
gotta
not
be
losing
amongst,
that much
amongst
money.
friends, amongst people. It's that.
But they're not going to do
loneliness,
that.
Yeah. Or you're going to feed pigeons in the park.
There you go. Go feed the fucking pigs on the machine instead. You
But
know?
I love because the casino changed. Have you noticed how it became a little more low budget?
I haven't
find-
been to the
the
casino
Montreal
in a while.
casino.
Yeah.
It's not a very good
It used
casino.
to be like with the
The last time I went was during Grand Prix like 2 years ago with him and Peter, and they wouldn't let Peter on the table because it was black.
So funny.
So I stopped going.
No, so
you
Peter
serious?
Peter walks up to the table with his backpack. There's 4 other guys with backpacks. 4 security guards walk up to him. They go, "Sir, you can't be here with a backpack," and they brought him out.
Yeah,
There's
I was
other
there.
guys with bags.
I was there. Everyone around me was Arabs with bags.
wow.
It was very funny, and we
But,
still tell that story to this day on the Secret Show.
But
Fucking hilarious.
I like back in the day, you would see like, you walk by the wall of fame, so you see the lady holding a big check,
Yeah.
1,000, whatever, 200 grand. I remember seeing one, I never forget. 85-year-old lady wins a Dodge Viper. What the fuck is she supposed to do? She's standing in front of the car. What is this French Marie-José lady?
What is she going to do with a Dodge Viper?
Viper?
Very funny.
That's actually funny.
They used to have that, you had the car, like in Vegas. You had the car, you could play, and you win this car. They don't have that anymore.
It is a bit more low budget.
I
for
think
sure.
we'd all agree we'd rather some cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
but
decide what I'm going to
Maybe
spend
they have
on.
like an option. You can have the car.
sure,
you can
for sure,
have
for
here's
sure.
the key, lady.
And then the cash is always going to be less, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck is this lady going to do with a Dodge Viper?
It's hilarious though. Anyways, patreon.com/Pantelis. Links to Josh and Guido are in the description. Secret show every Friday night at the Third Floor Comedy Club. Friday night for, this whole weekend during Grand Prix is going to be insane.
Yeah.
I already hate it because I know we're going to be surrounded by douchebags and hooas
Chaos.
all weekend. It's going to be chaos like every year. But that it is what it is. Intellectuals every week. Thank you guys. Go fuck yourselves.
Ciao, bye.
Welcome everybody to the thoughts in my head. All my confessions are the latest trend. I'll post them on my feed for you all to read. No remedy, no alibi. It's only me, myself, and I. Memories I capture, time's gone by. We've built this prison cell 'cause we can't trust ourselves.